Chapter 31. What to do when work slows down. I've been at this for months, and I'm going to have to start doing grocery delivery or dog walking if I don't start landing more clients. I'm doing everything I can. Why am I not landing more clients? Everyone I'm talking to is trying to lowball me. Nobody wants to pay my rates. My income is down for the third month in a row, and rent is coming up, and I can barely pay it. What do I do? As freelancers, these are scary, anxiety attack-inducing thoughts that come with the feast or famine cycle that freelancing can be. Freelancing can feel more volatile in the beginning, but if you build a foundation to support yourself when the occasional dips occur in the freelance job market, you won't sweat a slower month and might even enjoy the downtime. Here's how to build a freelancing career that allows you to weather the ups and downs while still keeping your bills paid and a roof over your head. Foundations to build when work is flowing. The feeling of an up month can be intoxicating, especially as you crush your goals and become fully booked. The feeling of incoming work and invoices paid is such a rush. It's a chance to celebrate and to start saving for the future. When you're hitting your income targets, consider doing the following. Pay off any credit cards or high-interest debt. Most personal finance books will direct you to pay off any high-interest debt first. This is generally a good rule of thumb depending on what your financial situation is, as high-interest debt can hurt you in the long run. Contribute to emergency funds. Your personal and business bank accounts should have 6 months savings to cover your bare essential expenses. Before you start investing back into your business, invest in your most important asset, safety and stability. Everyone's financial strategy is different, so talk to a CPA if you need guidance. But in my mind, I've always prioritized having a healthy emergency fund before I do anything else. Hire support staff. By hiring a virtual assistant or other support staff, you can start freeing up more of your time to go after more freelance work or spend time developing sources of passive income. Revamp your website and marketing materials. When I hired a web designer to redo my website, the results were awesome. I was able to book more leads directly through my website and sell more digital downloads, so the investment paid for itself in a matter of months. I also had a professional designer design my freelance portfolio. First impressions matter, so when you get the chance to work with experts or invest your time into learning how to do design, it can lead to more conversions of potential clients. Write more on your blog. Invest your time into writing more articles for your blog so you can generate more passive leads from your website. Bonus points if you also start getting on a press newsletter to help journalists who need sources, and get backlinks to your blog in the process, which boosts your search engine rankings. Revisit your personal policies. You could potentially save more by bundling vision, dental, life insurance, and health insurance, and covering them through your business, especially if you have at least one employee. Contact a health insurance broker in your state and see what your options are. This could pay off if you're able to save on insurance costs by shopping around in private marketplaces and paying for it through your business. Some policies require you to have employees for this to be possible, so be aware of what your options are and don't hesitate to do your research. Invest in automation tools. Invest your time and money into figuring out how to continue to automate your workflow, and revisit the automation chapter of this book for more tips on how to do this. Join a co-working space. An investment into a co-working space membership can help you meet fellow freelancers and potential clients under one roof. It can also create a better work-life balance, especially if you and your partner or roommate both work from home. Beef up your personal investment portfolio. Consider investing in stocks, real estate, or other passive income-producing assets. At the end of the day, it's up to you to decide what to do with your profits. Talk to your CPA to create a plan of action for your finances that works best for you and your lifestyle. What to do in a down month. Let's start with the first signs that your work as a freelancer is slowing down. Your income is down this month. First, assess how far in the red you are. Is your work just dipping from a recent high? Is it summer and your work is just in a seasonal slowdown as people take time to rest and vacation with family? Or is it during a usually busy time of the year and you're seeing a sharp decrease? Next, figure out what's going on with the markets. People and businesses are often swayed by the stock market, so if things aren't looking good, then you can probably point to the stock market as a good reason why they're not hiring a bunch of freelance help right now. After all, the stock market is just a graph of rich people's feelings. If the markets are good and you're having a down month during what is usually a busy season for you, it's time to do some more digging and take appropriate action. Scenario number 1. Losing a big client. Losing a big client or recurring work can hurt, especially if it's an unexpected loss. If this happens, First, get your mindset right. This client left space in your schedule for you to find a better client who you'll love working with even more. This is also a good chance to remember to keep your income diverse as a freelancer. One client shouldn't be a majority of your income. If they are, it's just a reminder that you need more projects. And if that feels overwhelming, it may be time for you to raise your per project price. Anytime I've lost big clients, I've just used the extra time to work on passive income projects, cold email new clients I want to work with, and step up outreach on freelance platforms. This also might be a good opportunity to diversify your marketing by attending a conference or an in-person or online networking event where your ideal clients hang out and post more on social media or your blog. Scenario number 2, losing most clients from a market correction. When COVID hit in 2020, I had just left my last writer's room and was full-time freelance. Almost all of my clients either paused or canceled contracts because of COVID, and at first, it was super scary to see everything dry up so quickly. During those first 2 months of the pandemic, I took time to post more on my blog, hone my craft, read more books, and work on personal projects. As everyone adapted to the new pandemic reality, work came back in full force, and in May of 2020, I was overbooked and raising my rates with every new client. Everyone was ready to write their memoir or start that business, and the shutdown ended up being a huge boon for business. The same thing happened during the writing of this book in 2022. I saw record high months for my work as a Web3 copywriter in January to March of this year. But when crypto started to crash along with the rest of the markets, I saw some clients canceling their plans and backing down from contracts they were just about to sign with me. It seemed like my work was headed into a slowdown, as my niche in particular saw the effects of the crash. Is crypto rich people's feelings too? In reality, I'm still fully committed with clients and haven't seen too much of a slowdown since the crash. My summers are generally a bit slower with the season, but I'm still booking $12,000 weeks, even with the insane market conditions and uncertainty and layoffs that are happening all over tech. The lesson here is that sometimes freelance jobs are safer than stable full-time jobs. When it's time to do budget cuts, companies usually go for full-time employees first. Freelance talent is already seen as a flexible expense and part of a very large marketing budget. And when the marketing team needs help, hiring freelancers usually feels like a cost-saving measure. If the economy is crashing, don't panic. Stay the course and keep moving forward. The momentum might just need a beat to pick back up, and this is why building your emergency fund is so important. What to do in a down quarter? Let's say your down month turns into a down quarter. Your savings start to dwindle and your work is still keeping you in the red. Here are some things to consider. Is your productivity down? If so, why? You're not a robot, so you can't be expected to operate at crazy levels of productivity year-round, but if you're seeing a massive drop in your ability to handle outreach and stay steady on your blog writing, then there might be an underlying reason. This could be burnout, sickness, mental health issues, or general blocks in your emotional world, keeping you from doing the work you need to get done and staying on track with client outreach. Find the root cause of this. Take a vacation, see a therapist, focus on your health and fitness, check in with your doctor, or journal on why you've been feeling out of it or down lately. Audit your excitement about your niche. Are you sick of your niche? If so, it may be time to dabble in a new niche. When I got burned out from memoir ghostwriting, which was my sole focus for a year, I switched my focus to copywriting with some ghostwriting on the side, and my energy came roaring back. Examine your services. You might not even need to switch niches. You could even just add or remove services to your list. This could be as simple as getting rid of a type of service that is draining you, such as social media writing, and focusing on something you're more passionate about, like long-form article writing or book ghostwriting. Redo your schedule. Maybe poor time management is keeping you overworked and burned out. Or you might be lacking in the activities that bring you to life, which is making you feel tired and overworked. Rework your schedule and try some of the tips I've offered in early chapters when it comes to preventing burnout, or try out a maker-manager day schedule. Raise or lower your prices or offer discounted package pricing. I'm never an advocate of lowering your pricing, even during low months. However, if you're struggling with low demand of your services and keep getting feedback that your price is too high, you can consider lowering your prices or offering a discount to new clients to entice them to try working with you. Before you do that, though, try offering a fixed rate package rate to potential new clients that offers an inherent discount with bundled services. This will allow you to maintain the integrity of your hourly rate while trying out a discounted rate. Everybody loves a discount. Alternatively, if you're burned out and can't keep up with client demand, it's time to raise your rates. Even if you lose clients, you'll be making the same or more money, which will free up time and reduce burnout. Expand marketing of your services, get on social media and share more about what you do, live stream on social media and talk about topics related to your expertise and include clear call to actions so people know how they can hire you. Keep on making informative content that will drive clients to want to work with you and get creative with your reach outs and potential client research. A down quarter can feel like you're losing, but it might just be an indicator that your current strategies, pricing, or services aren't working. Use it as an opportunity to either double down and stay the course or to pivot if you feel like your services aren't retaining clients or leading to more work. If the down quarter is related to the economy, some freelancers opt to take on part-time jobs. Personally, I find this is an easy way to get burned out and instead would recommend expanding your passive income projects so you can have consistent recurring revenue that comes in while you sleep. What to do in a down year? If it's been a full year of freelancing with low-income months, you might feel like it's time to quit freelancing altogether. If you've been employing all the bullet points I've outlined above for every scenario and keeping your energy and productivity up, then I would recommend staying the course as a freelancer. Instead, think about, are robots taking your work? Artificial intelligence-based software might be encroaching on lower-paid copywriting jobs like keyword-stuffed, content mill-created blog posts. If this is the case, try and specialize in a more complex, high-level niche. This is part of the reason I specialize in storytelling and creative copywriting in Web3 and memoir ghostwriting. Robots can't tell good stories yet, in a way that also explains the features of a game or tell someone's life story, so my work is still safe from the robots. For now. Are you in a race to the bottom with your pricing? If you're trying to compete as a freelancer in the who can charge less game, you're probably going to lose out to remote talent willing to work for even less than you. Never doubt humanity's ability to have lower standards. If this is the case, try and specialize in a niche that prizes your critical thinking and cultural knowledge. Is your niche becoming obsolete? If you're a freelance writer who specialized in writing about fax machine products, you might be struggling for work in this day and age. If your focus and portfolio are geared towards an industry or subject that is becoming irrelevant, it might be time to start to retool your focus and stop using a landline. Am I dealing with a chronic illness or mental illness that is making freelance a challenge for me? As someone who developed rheumatoid arthritis that created swelling and pain in my finger and wrist joints, this posed a real problem for me. I solved this by expanding my freelance business to include support staff assistance and targeted outsourcing of aspects of my process. I'm not an expert on understanding disability insurance government benefits, but that may be something to explore as well, depending on where you live and what insurance you have for yourself and your business. Are my expenses outpacing my earnings? Take a look at your personal and business expenses. Is the reason why you're not profitable because you're spending too much? Ideally, freelancing should be able to cover your expenses no matter where you're at. But if you're struggling with lifestyle creep and ballin' with bottle service too frequently, you may want to consider making a change when it comes to some of your highest expenses. Journal on some of the questions above and do some more digging to figure out the causes of what's been going on. It may be time to cut off that Nigerian prince. They rarely make do on their promises. Freelancing can be feast or famine, but if you're constantly in famine, there's something else going wrong. Failing at freelancing and when to quit. I believe that freelancing is for everyone, but I know there are people who disagree with me. Some people say that they like the routine of a 9-5 job, guaranteed weekends and vacations and stable benefits. So if you're finding yourself missing your routine or office job, then maybe freelancing isn't working for you in a way that fits in with your ideal lifestyle. There's no shame in going back to a full-time job or getting a part-time job and returning freelancing to a side hustle status in your life. Your freelance portfolio can also help you potentially land a better, higher-paying job. If you're looking for a better setup as a freelancer, you also might want to consider freelancing or doing full-time work for a marketing agency. This can help with stability, even if it may pay less than your work as a freelancer. Another option is that you could take a break from freelancing and pursue full-time work until you've figured out what's been going wrong with your freelancing business. You could return after you've developed a new skill set or changed niches. Before you decide to quit, you could also consider consulting with a more experienced freelancer or a freelance coach. I offer coaching for freelancers who need outside help, and you can reach out to me at amy@amysudo.com if you're needing one-on-one guidance and additional resources. At the end of the day, freelancing has to be profitable for it to make sense in your life. If you're constantly in the red, then it may be time to pursue a different path. I've dealt with my fair share of failures. This work is not easy, But if wins are seldom and heartbreak is common, it might be time to chart a new course. It takes bravery to make a change that's the best for you and your health and happiness. Have the courage to make the hard choice, whether that's to pivot within your freelancing career or to start a new journey altogether. If you're able to stick with it and pave a path to success, amazing. In the next and last chapter of the book, we'll talk about how to capitalize on and leverage momentum to set you up for life. One last ride, one last ride. Amy's field notes, jobs that fall from the sky. When work seems to be slowing down for me, the old scarcity mindset tries to rear its ugly head. Then without fail, every single time, a huge job lands from the sky. It's funny at this point, the moment doubt starts to creep up. It's immediately replaced by a new project or client. Momentum is an interesting thing. It takes care of you in mysterious ways. I see this with other freelancers also. If you put in the work and make yourself findable, the right clients will stumble upon your writing and want to hire you. Keep going. The sun always rises after all. I create these voiceovers using Wondercraft AI, a text-to-speech tool that speaks in your voice so you can create more podcasts, audiobooks, and voiceovers, all by just dropping in some text. Use my code SUTO50, SUTO50, or the link in the description below to get 50% off your Wondercraft AI subscription. I get a small commission if you use my code, so thanks for your support. Sending creativity and good writing vibes your way. Amy.